Hello, welcome. We're playing some more Ace Attorney. By the way, my name is Spooky. Welcome. Hold on. There's a delay. Let's mute this. Okay, are we back? Good. Still a delay. Okay. Alright, let's go. Goddamn, why is it so hot? Still here, delay. Where's that coming from? Court is now in session for the trial of Mia Frey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defendant is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Hold on. How do I fix this? Do I need this? Let's see, will this still work? Oh, hold on, give me a minute. I gotta look this up for hire too. Let's open a tab here. God damn it. Like, hold on there. Okay. How am I gonna fix this? Oh god damn it, hold on. Let's take this out. Sorry about that. I fixed it, I guess. I don't know. Can't tell. Oh no. Hold on. Fixing the headphones back. And there we go. Let's bring the screen back up. Okay. I'd rather not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Mia Frey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and she was a witness who saw her, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. Hold on, let me bring back the guide up. There we go. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Kamshu. Witness, please state your name and preference. Profession to the court. Sir? My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicide down at the pre-check, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. Right on. The body was found by the window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the Tinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon even in a girl's hand, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Flop like a cool. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Frey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had evidence. She did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, can I do that? No. As soon as the phone call come in, I rushed the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Frey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Frey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Frey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradiction in the witness testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of time. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. And on. As soon, okay. Alright. Hold on. Just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that, me? I heard you say it. You did say it, you said it. Exactly. What about this suspicious woman in pink? Claims was hard evidence. What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claim, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony. Your honest, sir. Your honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Alright. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a mama written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab tests showed that the blood was the victim. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How do you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Yeah. Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know, I'm real embarrassed. I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. After all, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me there. You said the victim, Mia Frey, wrote this note that she was accusing the defendant, Mia Frey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course you wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, Detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But. No buts. No butting your way out of this one, Detective. Order? The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? It was the day after the murder. The prosecution point being that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. But a second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. That was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edward. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeves. Why, Mr. Wright? You look shocked. Something you want to say? Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham. How could you give me a faulty report? Huh? I thought. Detective Gumshoe? I'm disappointed in handing him the wrong report like that. I'm sorry, sir. You're at fault, Detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month. What, but... Your Honor, I submitted this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Nice. Well, Your Honor, The evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Damn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April, may take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? I don't know, she's hot. Who knows? Witness, your name, please. April May. At your service. Order and introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanting winking. Yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Geez, I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch, and this hotel is directly across from Frey & Co. law office. That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. Right on. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, and then I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman dodged to one side and ran away, but that girl was caught up to she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. Then that's all I saw. Every little bit to it. Well, Yana, I see. It's a remarkably solid testimony. Don't see a need to trouble the witness any. Wait, Yana. Yes, Mr. Wright. What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand. I understand you were Miss Frey understudy. Were you not? You must know her techniques well. A cowardly way of finding tiny false and perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Will I do that? Yes, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination, if only because I have a feeling Edward doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay. Alright. How did you know it was my client? Well, geez. First of all, she had a girl physique, and secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her? She has a point. Hold on a minute. Testimony stinks. What? It's me. I'm willing to bet that. You're lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, What is the meaning of somebody, please? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this. I mean, okay. If you had really witnessed my client, my Fry, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her, and I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness testimony mentioned neither of those things. The testimony is bogus. But, still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And she did, and so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you want to say, Dad? What do you say to that, Miss May? What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifle little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. I don't see anything. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her, and she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, the kind of statue clock, the thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? You see, I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. Okay. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty Mr. Lawyer. You just said that this statue of the Thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder. Order? Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defendant trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Phew, that was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would be over. Huh? What? So what happened now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's because I heard it. Yes, I heard it. I heard it says the time. So you've been to the office of Franco? No? I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. The office of Margot, who had a murder took place very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... Your Honor, remember? Your Honor, members of the court. It's inconvenient. It's inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. The clock is missing its clockworks. How could you possibly? Just take a look. Right now. How? See anything interesting, Your Honor? It's as the defendant says. This clock is missing its clockworks. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It's as you can see. The clock was empty. It can have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knows the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, you must ask, when was the clockworks removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction there. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been empty after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? No, impossible, of course. I have proof. But wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proved when the clockwork was removed is... Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. You have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order! The defendant's cell phone? That wasn't brought out to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. A good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. Not gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. Your Honor? I think this makes it clear. The clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded, which was well before the witness ever arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know the weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw the clock before. What store was that? Again, I go to so many. Oof, I forgot. So the witness had seen it before. That makes sense. Does the defendant have any objection, Mr. Wright? The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce the evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. It's simple. This clock was never in any store ever. But a friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world, and the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible. Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Excuse not on sale today. What is it to you, Pokemon? The stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is the court of law, and the witness will remain calm. So let me... Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defendant have an opinion on this behavior? Okay. Option on this behavior, okay. This is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Mr. Pomay knew the weapon was a clock because... The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known to think it was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it done. Show me evidence proving the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock. Have a look at this. That's... I found it in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Monsieur Pomay, you were tapping the victim, Miss Frey's phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is already does the defendant truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think that... Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is... I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again? What is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May. You use a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I right? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at what this face does. She seemed amused too. The defendants demand an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May. Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. It's not fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. So, I'm the bad girl. Is that it? Is that it? That did it. The court seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Miss May, what is it, you little shrimp? Talk to me in that tone of voice, will you? You killed her, didn't you? Order? There will be order. What? How can you possibly say that? Are you mad? All I did was a little wiretapping. So you admit you tapped her phone. But wait, I didn't do anything bad like murder. I'm a good girl. Really? Can you prove it? No way she can prove it. You think you're so smart, Mr. Lawyer, but I can prove it, and I will. You can't be serious, no way. Way, I say, way. Oh, I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service. Nice coffee, I believe it was. Nice coffee, you know? Like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have a regular cold coffee. Nice coffee. Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Nego, witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. So, where does this leave us? It's my greatest pleasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Frey, commit murder. Now, they're going to let her just walk away? There's no way I can win unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defendant have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. Defendants would like to call the bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you're sunken quite low enough already. Object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? Miss April May alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy. Then you'll recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, that she's innocent, and hereby you must also accept the verdict of guilty of Miss Maya Frey. That is my condition. What? I better find something suspicious in the bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Alright, I got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we are ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I receive your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. The tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin her testimony. Very good, sir. I'm the bellboy at a fine Gateway Hotel in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May, asking for iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the request time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. Defendant may begin the cross-examination. Right, I'm ready, I hope. This is it. If I can prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. If I can't. Alright. Precisely 9 then? Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir. 9 o'clock p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought down. Oh, bellboy. I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guests. Are you sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. I can't come here so very certain. Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with a, embarrassing, sir. Embarrass. Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, more of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was mostly swayed by my prime demeanor, sir. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think Miss May was up to something and she wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's not good. There's nothing up there. Is this it? Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end the rather tedious cross-examination here. It's a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Witness, please wait. Yes, does the defendant have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edward. Alright, Mr. Ed. I'll give you one more question. That is all, okay? This is really it. Now, this is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Tell me about the check-in. Tell me about when you checked in, Miss May. Oh, alright. Very well, sir. Okay, hold on.